You better get it when you see it at West Yellowknife.
Summertime is the time for local produce, having fun outside on the grill, all things food related. But Ryan Brown is here. He is the new Director of Environmental Health for the Hamilton County Health Department. And he says, enjoy your fun, but make sure you're doing it safely. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
I guess every year around this time of year, you begin to hear cases of salmonella outbreaks, really problems, like you put it, with cross-contamination.
Yeah, there's lots of things to consider when people start grilling, whether it's outdoors or indoors, when it comes to food safety, and making sure that they're aware that they need to be thinking about cross-contamination, whether they're having raw meats touching ready-to-eat foods like salads or toppings for burgers,
Right.
things like that, to make sure you aren't getting the raw meat on any ready-to-eat foods.
Okay, so let's talk. Well, do you have a topic where you want to start, or do you want me to guide?
You go for it.
Okay, let's talk cutting boards.
Yes.
Because if you're chopping up some chicken, trimming the fat off of some things, but then that cutting board is going to be used again. Maybe you're doing a stir fry. So you've got chicken and beef or steak.
Yes.
Can you do your chicken, put it in a bowl, and then just rinse off your cutting board and then put the steak on, or do you have to get it totally clean if both meats are raw?
Yes. So if you're switching different kinds of meats, you want to fully wash, thoroughly wash that cutting board in the sink before you
Okay.
switch to anything else.
Okay.
They have different kinds of bacteria that might take different cook temperatures to kill, and so making sure you're really thorough about all of the cutting boards and even the utensils. I think a lot of people forget that the tongs that they use, spoons, spatulas, things like that, if they're touching a raw piece of meat, whether it's chicken, shrimp, fish, steaks of any kind, that spatula or utensil that they're using needs to be washed before they go to something different.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, do you have a preference on a material of a cutting board?
I like to use a hardwood.
You do? Okay.
I think, and they're very safe to use. For any cutting board though, if you use it a lot and you start getting grooves in it, you generally want to replace that, because those grooves can harbor bacteria,
Right.
and even the best cleaning won't get it sanitized.
Okay. Temperature. I know you brought a thermometer with you,
yes.
a meat thermometer.
I brought my trusty thermometer.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, so one thing I recommend everyone to get for a variety of different reasons, but mainly for serving safe food, is a good digital probe thermometer.
Okay.
And so that's making sure that you have a thermometer that can take a temperature of meat and has a long stem to it. And so you can pierce the meat and get into the thickest part of the meat and take the proper cooking temperature.
Okay, so there again, back to my, you say you're doing steaks and chicken on the grill. You're going to test the chicken, then you're going to test the meat. Clean off that thermometer first.
Yes, so you want to make sure that you're not transferring any bacteria from one piece of meat to either a different kind of piece of meat,
Okay.
or to a different food of any kind.
Okay.
So making sure that you're cleaning the stem of the thermometer in between.
Okay, let's talk produce. Even if you're going to a U-Pick situation or something, or the Chattanooga market and getting some produce, make sure you wash it when you bring it home.
Yes, definitely. A lot of people don't realize that most foodborne outbreaks that are happening now are associated with fresh produce. Different kinds of dirt or bacteria can get on the produce from farms. And if you're not thoroughly washing it, it could create a situation where it's getting you sick. So you want to make sure that if you've got strawberries or blackberries, blueberries, that you're thoroughly washing them in the sink. And if you've got any other vegetables, salads, things like that, that they're getting fully washed.
Okay, real quickly, I have a minute left. Watermelon. Obviously, you're going to cut the meat out, but does the rind of the watermelon, could that get on your hands and then also make you sick?
Yes, it could. So
wash it
definitely,
too?
yeah, you can wash the outside of watermelons. Something that people don't realize is once you cut into a watermelon or cantaloupe or honeydew, that turns it into a food that needs to be refrigerated if you're keeping it longer. So if they're not cut into watermelon, it's safe at room temperature, but you start cutting into it, make sure to refrigerate any leftovers.
Okay, so now you know how to grill safely and enjoy the bounty of the summer season. Always, you can learn so much of what's happening at the Hamilton County Health Department by simply going to their website. They have satellite offices around the area to make access to your health needs even easier for you, but health.hamiltontn.org is the website. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you.
When it comes to your septic system, integrity matters. At Blewett Septic, we're committed to honesty and transparency in everything we do. Call 423